good morning. Say hi, everybody. Got about 16 people watching us already. Oh my God, there's a whole bunch of people. Good morning, Justin. Thank you for joining. And of course, we have Maggie. Hello. Welcome. And we have Maria. Good morning. Oh, Kevin. Good morning. First time to participate. Hey, welcome. And then we got Lisa. How are you, Lisa? And we got Hannah from Sacramento area. Well, welcome. See who else is here? Lisa, and then who else is here? Prashant. Hey, is that your boy? Oh, nice. Good looking. I apologize for the delay in the starting time. Oh, who else is here? We got Amanda. Thank you for joining. All right. And Lisa. Okay, great. As you know, today's training was delayed by an hour, and I got some explanation to do. And I hope it doesn't happen to any one of you. Oh, who else is here? Oh, Shiping is here. Hey, thank you for joining. It's good to know that everybody is checking in. Okay, I need to explain why there was a delay. I think it's important. I don't take your training very lightly, and I promise never to let that happen again. What happened was that as I read my email, that's another lesson learned. I did not check my email closely. There was a buyer uh, for a transaction for which a former agent was involved in. And after the agent was terminated, I had to take over and finish the transaction. And this it's called the WHO meeting. Now it's regarding a property in the city of Ontario. WHO is one of those welcome home meeting that we're supposed to have with the builder for the builder to hand over the property to our buyer. Now during this meeting, the builder will go through the entire process. Now, if you've ever been involved with the purchase of new home yourself or representing a buyer in the purchase of the buyer's new home, you're probably familiar with the process. However, if you, hey, oh, Nick, oh, thank you for joining me. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate that. You see, everybody's involved now. Okay, that's awesome. It's important for us to meet like this so we can bond with each other. Sometimes I get a call from an agent who says, Kenny, long time no hear. And then deep down, I'm thinking, yeah, long time no hear. You never attended any of my training. Okay. So it's a relationship is actually a two-way thing. Okay. Sometimes nobody likes to feel ignored, right? So if you don't like to feel ignored, then don't make the other person feel ignored. That's the whole bottom line. I do my best to get everybody involved in my training. Let me finish that story about that new home, the handover. So basically, because it is COVID, they don't allow more than two-person in the meeting. So it was just me and my buyer. Now, during this type of meeting, they will go over all of the new things that the new buyer needs to know. For Lennar, this is a Lennar project. So see, they have personnel that will walk with the buyer to go through things that the buyer need to know. They have things like warranties that they need to go over with the buyer, and because the buyer doesn't speak English, so I have to be there to be the translator. Okay, so it was one that I screwed up and I could not get out of. I got out of that training, I mean, that the handover at 11 a.m. So I drove as quickly as I can to come home to have this training with you guys. Okay, and I appreciate and I see so much participation here, so I think that is definitely a good thing. If you are watching my training, please do come into the chat room to say hi so I know you're here. Let's see who else is here. Oh, Kamel, you know, I don't really know who you are, but welcome to my training. I appreciate that. And it was, one of those situations where I could have done a better job reading my email, checking the time and everything. Tuesday is where we have all of our trainings. Now we have trainings every Tuesday. It's either going to be at 11 a.m. or it's going to be at 9 p.m. And let me explain that. I try to make it easy for people that has a full-time job. As you know, we have part-time agents as well as full-time agents, so we have to accommodate everybody. So for those of you that can attend the day training as well as the night training, that's really awesome. Now, every month we're going to have two market updates at night. One of them is for Northern California and another one for Southern California. And those are going to be at 9 o'clock. Now, since we have our market update at 9 p.m., there will not be any day training. However, my expectation is that you guys will attend the night training. The importance of the market update is that all of us can learn something from our agents that are willing to share the market data with us. You know, being a successful agent means that you have to have the market data at your fingertips. I try to make the meeting meaningful to agents for different levels. For example, one of the topics we're going to have today has to do with commercial purchase agreement. And why do I have this topic? Well, that's because recently I was involved in one, and I thought I would just share with you about how to prepare a commercial purchase agreement. Okay. And I also try to mix in with some uh, entry level training, such as how to input or set up a new MLS listing on the CRMLS. Now, even for the experienced agent, you guys can learn something new. Okay. So don't think that it's already something that you know, but you're always going to be learning something new, hopefully, from my training. And then the third thing that we're going to cover has to do with the marketing stuff. So as you know, I've been using Canva to design stuff. And then one of the things that I designed is my presentation. Now, last time we did a seller presentation, a listing presentation slide. Now, this time we're going to be doing buyer representation presentation. So that's the third topic for today. Now, the fourth topic for today has to do with Tailwind. It's called Tailwind Create. And as you know, Tailwind is a great scheduler for Pinterest as well as for Instagram. I can't tell you how much I think highly of Pinterest and of Instagram. I've been ignoring my Instagram account for many, many years. So lately I picked it up again and I doubled my followers in about a month. So, of course, that's partly because I have been using Tailwind to schedule all my postings. As I indicated to you, I use the 5 by 5 rule, which means that every day I will have 5 lists. I will have 5 posts to Instagram, and all these 5 posts hopefully are not going to be the same. I will have a post from each category of uh, posts that I made to Instagram. One of the things that you're supposed to post in social media has to do with things that will inspire somebody to do something. I think you're more likely to make people follow you if you give them something that they could make use of. And everybody needs a little bit of inspiration at times. I feel like every time when I post something inspirational on social media, I myself feel inspired. So I'm always going to be having one post at a minimum that has to do with inspiration. Now, the second thing that everybody needs is personal growth. So if you can post something that will help them with the personal growth, I think people will appreciate that. I think people will come to like your post and they may want to follow you. Businesses more than individuals actually need Instagram to grow. So, the second category is personal growth, and third category has to do with education. Everybody can use a little bit of education. So the third category that I post on Instagram is has to do with something educational. In my case, of course, I educate people on how to get their real estate license. I also educate people, especially new agents, on how to become successful in their real estate career. That's the third thing category that I post. The fourth category that I post, of course, is uh, entertainment or leisure or anything to do with travel or recipe stuff. So I post this kind of post as well. And finally, the last category that I post has to do with advertisement. So you have to give people something that they can use. Don't just keep throwing advertisement at them all the time, because if you keep doing that, sooner or later you're going to lose your audience. Just like when I conduct training, I think it's important that I have different categories of training to keep people interested. So that's what I'm doing today. Okay. So the fourth topic is Tailwind Create. Now let's go ahead and let me share screen with you. I'm going to go to my next screen so I can share screen with you. Okay. And let me go into my zip form, because we're going to start talking about how to complete a commercial purchase agreement. There are some differences between the two, but there are also some similarities between the two. Now, whether you're an experienced agent or a new agent, you would appreciate certain things that ZipForm has to offer, and I'm going to show you those things. Before I go to ZipForm, I want to take you to my CRMLS. That way, we can actually use some uh, real listing in preparing our zip form. So I'm going to punch in my user ID and my password. I don't know what this is. I'm going to turn it off for now. Okay. Now I'm just going to use a commercial transaction that I find in the MLS for the illustration. Okay. So if I go to search, let's say I go to search. I search commercial. Okay. I search this one, commercial. I'm going to click commercial. Commercial, let's say sale. Okay. And let's say I'm just going to simply pick one just for purposes of illustration. Let's say I'm going to pick one that says mixed use. Okay. Active listing. I see 359. That's a lot. Okay. How about I just go to a certain city? Let's say city of, let's say San Gabriel. Okay. let's say I want to look for mixed use in San Gabriel. So there are 4 matches, right? Now, if you can see this, I'm just going to open it. Now, so this is one where I'm going to use, okay? Let's say I'm going to use this one as my example, mixed use. Let me go ahead and write down the MLS number. So this will be WS210299479. So that is the listing number that I'm going to input into my zip form. Okay. So I'm interested in preparing an offer for this particular transaction. Okay. So let me go inside my zip form. Okay. I'm going to click continue. Click skip. Since I'm preparing a new offer, I'm going to click new. Okay. New purchase or offer. And this is a commercial, so you got to check commercial box. Okay. And then you're going to say save. Okay. I want the address. So I don't know what the address is. How about I try to use, hold on, I can go back and get the address. 1045 East Boulevard, number 1, East Valley Boulevard, number A103. So I'm going to go here and put down 1045, okay, and take a peep again. It's actually East Valley Boulevard. Who's here? Joanna Cruz, thanks for joining. So I'm going to put East Valley and I believe this is in San Gabriel. You see, I want to point out something to you. Even before I finish typing the address, right away I see the address popping up. This is the system telling me that I got a match. So I'm going to click this one, right? But then the problem is that it doesn't have a unit number. So I'm going to have to put A103 in here and see if I have any match. It doesn't appear I have a match. So 1045 East Boulevard, A103, and that is in the city of San Gabriel. Okay, now let me see if I can fix that. So I got this one here. Maybe, that makes a difference. So see, as you type the address, you got to make sure the address is complete. Even the pound sign is missing can throw off the system. So you got to make sure that you are able to find a match. So as soon as you find a match, go ahead and click that because that is going to save you a bunch of time. I'm going to do record connect, okay? And then I'm going to do MLS connect and see what happens. Now this is from CRMLS. Now make sure you change the listing type to commercial, okay? Commercial sale. And then earlier, I copied down the listing number. So it's going to be WS 210 210 29479. So 29479. Okay. And then I want to see if I can find this listing. Okay, it's not giving me, let me double check the listing number. WS210-29479. See, I mistyped it. So it's 29479. 29479. This is a commercial. So WS210-29479. Okay. Let me see what kind of listing this is, because sometimes you had the type of listing wrong. It wouldn't show up as well. So this is property subtype mixed use. Property type is commercial sale. I think I have the right one. It's commercial sale. So WS210-29479. WS210-29479. Okay. And it should give me the right address though. And this is CRMLS. And fine. Now it shows up. Good. Okay, so now I can use it. So once it pops up, now this is called MLS Connect. It will save you a lot of time having to retype everything, because now everything can be populated. So you see, so you say use listing. Okay, so the name, I can actually retype the name. Is actually number A103, right? And then San Gabriel. So, okay, so I got that. Good. Commercial sale, WS 210-29479. What? I thought I got it earlier. Okay, good. Use listings. Commercial, active, set. Save it. Cannot be found. So it doesn't like the property address. Okay. Then don't worry about it. Then you just go ahead and, you know, uh, enter it manually, because now it's already populated everything for me, right? So, and then it is an active listing. I can't find the scroll bar. Hang on a second. I'm all the way to the bottom. It says active. All right, parties, listing broker, but I don't have the seller's name because I don't have the what I call that, the record connect. So if I need to do the record connect, and so This is the seller's name. This is actually from Record Connect. So that's the first seller's name. You want to know which is first name and which is last name. You see this owner name right here. So usually if it's from the real estate tax, you they will usually give you the seller's name as last name here. So Wang is the last name. So if you want to put the first name first and last name last, you pick the first option. Same thing with the second one, you pick the first option. Okay, so all right, so this one, I'll click yes on that. Okay, hello Alec, thanks for joining. All right, so the parties, I'll double check the parties. I got the seller one and seller two. And then if you look at the listing agent and broker, apparently the listing agent is selling his own property. That's why the listing agent and the seller's name are the same. Okay, just FYI, so you know. Okay, all right. So I will be the selling agent. I represent the buyer. Okay. Now let's go to the document. Now there's one other party though. I don't have the buyer yet, so I need to input the buyer's name, right? So let's go ahead and input some fictitious buyer's name. So how about I just use somebody from my contact, okay? And this is the buyer's name. Let me see if I can find somebody here. Oh no, not from here. Okay. So I do save. So I got my buyer's name here, okay? And then I need to review my buyer's name. And then her email, I'm just gonna, for purposes of illustration, I'm just gonna use my email for now, okay? But I should be using her email, okay? So I'm gonna save it now. So I saved the buyer's name, all right? So I got the buyer and I got the seller, I got the listing agent, and then I've got the selling agent. So now let's go to the form because if I open up the form, I will be delighted to find that much of the information has been filled in. So, so what I need to do is to import the proper form into my file. So I'll go to here and pick commercial purchase agreement. So commercial property purchase agreement, this is the one that I want to use. Okay. So I got this form imported into my file already, right? So let's go ahead and open up the form. And I want you to see that my buyer's name is already in here. It's populated. I got to check this box buyer. And my name, the company name is here. So I'm just going to input the company's license number. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to input my own license number. Okay. So that's done. That's the agency disclosure, the first and second page. And then the third one is just the Fair Housing and Discrimination Advisory. Apparently, our association thinks that it is important to give the parties fair housing advisory. And I think it's a good thing, especially in this environment. There is a lot of racial hatred around here. So I think it's important to remind people that, fair housing should be respected. So let's go ahead, skip the advisory. So you got buyer's name populated, seller's name populated. Now, as you can see, the seller's name actually came from Record Connect. Record Connect is actually a subscription service. So if you want to save yourself a bunch of time, subscribe to Record Connect because by searching for the right property, it will automatically import all the public information from real estate tax in a zip form. So you don't have to guess or you don't have to have face the risk of typing in the wrong name, is typo and everything. There's no typo when you use Record Connect, okay? So it's all populated. And then you got the wire fraud and electronic funds transfer advisory. Now, this is the form that is telling people that be careful when you transfer money by wire transfer because there are a lot of fraudsters out there. So if you receive an email from the escrow about the wiring information, make sure you call up the escrow to confirm that this is in fact their account number and in fact their routing number. Because we have had agents who had received fraud emails or fraudulent wire transfer, wire instruction. So we got to make sure that we give the parties the advisory. Now this is the important form that we want to talk about today. That is the commercial property purchase agreement and joint escrow instruction. The way it is set up is not different from any residential ones, but there are some important provision in here I just want to point out to you. Okay. Now on the first page, you have the buyer's name. If buyer is individual, you need to check this box. Okay. Yeah, buyer's name, you need to check this box. So you got to have the capacity of the buyer indicated. So buyer's individual, you check it here. Corporation, you check here. Partnership, you check here. LLC, you check here. And then the property address is all automatically populated because if I use MLS Connect, the information, we assume that the information from the MLS is pretty accurate. And moreover, actually the address information comes from Record Connect and not from MLS Connect. MLS Connect will only give you the agent's information, not the, property information. So there are two things. Record Connect gives you property information, which is what the address is showing here. This one actually comes from the realist. MLS Connect gives you the agent's contact information, agent's name, the listing agent, so you don't have to retype everything. It saves you a lot of time. Okay, you see the APN number? This actually comes from Record Connect, same as the address. So I will be making a cash offer. But my buyer needed more time to close, so I'm going to choose 45 days. It's no difference from residential so far, okay, right here. And then you need to remember to check the box if the seller represents, listing agent represent the seller only, so you check this box. And then of course, I represent the buyer only. Then I check the buyer's agent right here, okay? Now, usually for the deposit, I put 3%. Now let's talk about the price. I will randomly put a price here. Let's see what the listing price is. Listing price is $449,000. This one is rather inexpensive. Okay, all right. I'm just gonna do a full price offer on this one. Okay, 400. Okay, I'll make it easy. I'll use 500,000 as my purchase price. So don't forget your purchase price. So 500,000, my purchase price. So I go a little bit above the listing price. Now 3% for the deposit, unless stated otherwise, you always use 3%. So 3% of 500,000. Oh, I'm missing a zero here. That's more like it. So 3% of 500,000 is actually 15,000. Okay, standard rule, but it can be higher or it can be lower. Now the rest of it, I use the default. The default is wire transfer within 3 business days, so I don't change this. Now because I'm making a cash offer, I have to indicate it's cash. So I check cash right here. Now if it's not cash offer, then you would uncheck this box. For example, if it's a first loan, say for example 50% down, the loan amount will be 250,000. Okay, but that if it's you have a loan. But my example here, I'm using all cash, so I'll check this all cash box. Okay, and then the system will do the math for me. I don't worry about the math. Now the date, don't forget to change the date. If you screw up on the date, the whole thing is screwed up. So easy thing to do will be to go ahead and click this and put down today's date. Okay, 2/1, and then it will be 03, and that's 30, of course, right? Okay, so you got the date right. So let's go to the next page. If it's something the same as residential, I'm not going to point it out to you just to save some time. Okay, so looks like everything else in here is pretty much similar to residential, so I'm going to skip them. Now, because it is a cash offer, so I would have to check. Actually, you know what? If it's an all cash offer, the system would not even check. Let me check no loan contingency because it's cash offer. So it's assumed there's no loan contingency. There's no need to check the loan contingency box because it's cash, right? Now, none of this stuff applies, so I skip them. You will only check them if it applies. However, the standard check mark for buyer's inspection advisory, that form is always included in the package, so this box is always checked. Now, this is Southern California, so natural hazard disclosure is usually the seller that pays for it. Okay, so in this case, I'm just going to write seller's choice. There's no need to fight with the seller about this, so make the seller happy. So I put seller's choice. That is a $100 expense, so I make the seller pay for it. Now in the NHD, I always include environmental. So the NHD that the seller provide has to include environmental. Now because this is a commercial, I'm just gonna leave other things that pertain to residential out of the offer. And then the government retrofit, my standard is I always check 1 and 2, but I omit 3 because most sellers don't like this one right here, which is 2 Roman 2. Okay, skip that. And then the escrow in Southern California is 50-50. So buyer, seller, you check the box, you go 50-50, right? So you say 50-50 split, okay? Oops, what did I do? So you say 50-50 split, okay? And that's it, that takes care of it, okay? And the rest of it, title insurance, Southern California, we always make the seller pay, right? And then in this case, I pick Chicago Title, any fan. It can be any other title company of your choice, okay? I don't want to specify that you have to use a particular title company. I just prefer Chicago at the moment until they screw up. Other costs, we always make the seller pay for the transfer tax. City transfer tax, most of the time there isn't any city transfer tax. I know in San Gabriel there's no city transfer tax, so I skip that one. But in some cities there may be city transfer tax, especially in Northern California. There are many cities that have city transfer tax. So you guys that are in Southern California are not used to seeing city transfer tax, so you're not used to checking this box. But be careful, those of you that are in Northern California. Okay, so I'm going to assume no city transfer tax. HOA, commercial, sometimes they may have HOA, so we have to pay attention to owners association transfer fee. This one I don't see a lot, but I'm just going to check it just in case. So I'm just going to say if applicable. Now, if it's applicable, I'm going to make the seller pay for it. Owner fees for preparing all documents other than required. I always make the seller pay for this one. Okay. Private transfer fee, usually there isn't any. You can verify it. But if you're one of those that are afraid of leaving anything out, you can always say something like if applicable, okay? Just so that there is no dispute later on, okay? And sometimes these days, commercial real estate may have solar panel as well. Now, the thing about solar panel is that there is a standard provision here. I just want to explain to you how the standard provision works for solar panel. For solar panel, sometimes the owner may lease the solar panel. Now, if the owner has a solar panel lease, then solar assumption of the solar panel lease by the buyer is a contingency for not only for the buyer, also for the seller. So if you are a buyer and if it's disclosed to you that there's a solar panel, you can agree to assume the solar panel, or you can let the seller know that you don't want to agree to assume the solar panel. But if you tell the seller you don't want to assume the solar panel lease, then the seller may exercise the seller's contingency and said he wants to cancel. So that is something that you want to communicate with the listing agent. If the buyer does not want to assume the solar panel lease, most buyer would assume. Okay, it's a standard provision, so we don't have any options here. And other items, if it applies to residential, I'm not going to go over it, but I'm going to go over something that applies to commercial. Now, commercial, yes, on number 10, B1 rental service agreement. Now, that is something that is applicable to commercial. Okay, so make sure you read this part and also income and expense statement. So if you are the listing agent, make sure you get this thing ready for the buyers. Okay, before you put it on the market, get it ready, the income and expense statement. Tenant estoppel certificate, definitely if it's a income property, you want to get a tenant estoppel certificate. So if you submit the offer, make sure you check this box. I always check this box, tenant estoppel certificate. If you don't know what a tenant estoppel certificate is, I will have a special training for that. I got no time to talk to you about tenant estoppel certificate today. The other stuff like survey plans and engineering the documents, that is a standard provision in the commercial purchase agreement. So get this ready. Permits, yes. Structural modification, government compliance, these are all standard. These are things that listing agent may ask the seller if they have any. Of course, if the seller doesn't have any, then you don't have to worry about them. But if the seller has it, you're supposed to ask the seller to turn it over to you so you can share it with the buyer. Okay. Now, violation compliant notice, violation notices. That is something that you, as a listing agent, you're supposed to inquire of the seller because it is a standard provision in the offer. As a buyer's agent, when I complete the offer, I usually don't even go over this stuff with my buyer because this is for their protection. So I'm just going to tell them that, I'm just going to tell them the essential terms. The standard ones, I'm just going to tell them that these provisions are for their protection, so they don't have to worry about them. But the solar panel definitely want to have that discussion. Okay. The rest, standard stuff like in the residential, so I will not go over. Okay. However, on this page right here, where it says environmental survey, don't forget to check number 12, environmental survey. Now, if you don't know what an environmental survey is, if you are involved in a commercial real estate, you should know what an environmental survey is. You have the phase 1 environmental site assessment and or the phase 2 environmental site assessment. If the buyer has a loan, the lender will definitely want the buyer to pay for the phase 1 environmental site assessment. Okay, now if you don't know what it is, We'll have a discussion about it in the future, but not today. I don't have time for that. Okay. But just make sure you check this box. And then you can just leave the rest of it as default. You don't have to change anything else. Okay. Now the rest of it is just default, default, default. Okay. Unless there's the need to change anything here. This is all the rest of it is just default. That's it. And then you can go ahead and set up your DocuSign. Okay. You see the agent's information is automatically populated. I don't even have to type anything. That is the benefit of subscribing to MLS Connect. It saves you tons of time. Okay. Now, if you use an assistant to prepare this for you, your assistant would appreciate it. Okay. So this is all done. So once this is done, okay, then you're just going to click save. You're supposed to save this thing. Okay. After you save it, then you go back and review it, and then send it to your buyer. In this case, click e-sign and send it to your buyer. Okay. All right. So that's it for the training on a commercial purchase agreement. Now, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave your questions in the comments so I can respond to your questions. That's what the comment section is for you to let me know if you have any questions. All right. Okay, now let's see who else is here that has not reported yet. Okay, we only got 19 people that is watching, so a bunch of people are not in attendance now. Some of these people are going to hear from me. You bet about that. Especially the new ones that have just joined us. I make it a condition that if you're hired, you have to attend my meeting or training. If you are going to miss it, I need to hear from you. I need to know you're missing it and give me the reason why you're missing it. Okay? Or else you will be hearing from me. And if you consistently don't participate in training, then I'm just going to terminate your employment and that's it. Okay? I got many agents that want to join this fine organization. I don't need agents that simply want to hang their license at my brokerage. I'm not interested in agents that simply want to hang their license and they don't want to receive their training. Okay? So, um, Alec, I will respond to your question. So, Alec have a question. So, Alec's question, I'll put it on the screen so everybody can see it. Besides requesting for what? Fines and notices when making an offer, can we request with the landlord for rent rolls or other information about the property? I'm pretty sure it's in the standard form contract. If I missed it, you go back and read it. There's a standard provision on there. Of course, it's already there. You don't have to make a special request. But if for some unforeseen reason it's not there, just go ahead and add it as a special provision to request any rental information about the property. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and continue with today's training. I want to go to, all right, Alec have another question. So what's the question? Other info about the property, like info on other tenants. Also, how negotiable are commercial properties? Well, let me answer the second question. Commercial properties are very much negotiable. Most of the time, they are very much negotiable. So I would say probably over 90% of the commercial listings are very much negotiable. Other info about the property? Sure. You can put it as a condition. I'll show you where to put it. Okay. So there is a place to make the additional request. Okay. Now today, because there is a delay in starting time, I'm gonna hold not gonna hold them accountable for not attending it because they may have other commitment already. That part I understand. So if you are not able to attend for that reason, I'm not gonna hold you accountable. So I just want to show Alec and everybody else where you can actually ask for additional condition or put in additional condition that is not in the standard. This is where you, not this one here, this is talking about items excluded from the sale. Okay. You see this one here, paragraph 6, where it says other terms elect. This is where you want to put in your other request. Okay. And this is normally where I put in. Now, if you run out of space, you can always include an addendum. Okay. Okay, great. So that concludes today's training, unless anybody else have any other questions. All right. Now let me go ahead and share my screen with you about my next topic. My next topic is about listing presentation. All right. Who is this? Okay. So we got another question. When would my association membership application complete? I can't wait already. Of course. You should complete it. I don't know. I've already signed your application, Kevin. So I don't know what else I need to do. You should probably contact the association. Okay. All right. Great. Let's go ahead and go to Canva. Now I want to show you. This is my new toy. Not my new toy. Canva. I've been using Canva for designing things for a long time. Now today I just want to show you a template that I just prepared for everybody's use, not just for myself. Now this is a template that I designed in case you want to work with a first-time home buyer. You want to do a presentation with a first-time home buyer. Now you can see the Centermac green and Centermac yellow. We only have 4 color scheme, which is yellow, green, charcoal black, and white. There are only going to be 4 colors allowed, okay? But this is a template. You can actually use this one, all right? Now, first page is just that, just the cover page. Second page is the today's agenda. So you want to put down on the agenda so that the buyer know, the prospective client know exactly what you're going to be talking about. First thing you're going to be talking about is, of course, about Centermac Realty. Now, second, you can put in our mission statement. Third, you can introduce our different services. Fourth is you can explain to them so they know what working with us is like. Okay, common buying concern, and then you can kind of uh, this is all boilerplate stuff, you know, just kind of address some of the buyer's concern, so they are aware of them. What we can do for you. Okay, so this is the problem solving aspect of it. And then our simple buying process. So this summarizes the entire presentation. So I think it's good to put it in there. About us page. Now, on the right hand side, it talks about Centermac Realty. And then on the left hand side, it talks about real estate sales. It actually talks about, actually, it should say real estate salesperson, because it actually talks about, put down here, okay, real estate agent, about us, right? So it would make sense to talk about real estate agent. So, and then the next page, what we believe. Now, this is actually a quote from Susie Orman. So we just kind of use her quote here and references her as the person who made this statement. Okay, so that's one page that we have. Mission. Uh, this actually came from a template. So I just had my virtual assistant use the template and create something like that so everybody can use it. Our mission is here. Our different services. I did not have time to finish up the write up yet. So when I finish the write up, you can all make use of the template. Okay. So there are 3 things that we provide: real estate purchase, real estate listing, rental, and property management. This will be changed though, because one other things that we do is actually loan brokerage. So we actually provide 4 different services. So I'm going to add the mortgage loan brokerage business. Properties that we offer: affordable utilities, pet-friendly spaces, environmentally sound. This is just strictly from the template. And of course, in your case, you will put your photograph here. I designed this for myself, so I put my face over here, but you can always put your picture here, okay? And put your name here, brief background. Same thing, you can go ahead and write something about yourself over here. And then properties that, instead of properties saying property he has managed, you would say properties he has sold or property she has sold. In this case, you put down the property address, okay? Some of our sold properties, now you want to put down some nice pictures of the properties that you sold, okay? In this case, I have not go ahead and change the properties yet. These photos are actually from the template, so I would need to get that changed. But whatever template that I give you, you're still going to have to change the photographs to suit yourself. Working with us, why we are right for you, this page can stay the same. You don't have to make any change. Common buying concerns, not knowing what to look for, financial stress, clueless on where to begin. These are all the common buying concerns. So you can kind of talk to them about it and offer some solutions for these concerns. Okay. What we can do for you. This is boilerplate standard. Real estate market growth trends over the years. This is also from the template. Again, this from the template. You can modify however you want to modify it. What people are saying, I actually took this from my Zillow review. So if you have review, in my case, I'll put down the client's first name, but for the last name, I just put the first letter to protect the client's privacy. So, these are genuine reviews, that they are not fake reviews. So if you have any reviews from clients, put them here. Okay. I told her to put just the shadows, but I don't want to put client's photograph because, first of all, they don't give me photographs. Our simple buying process. So I think you should let the client know, what we do to help them complete the purchase of their home. Customer satisfaction on average, I don't know what this number came from. I just use it from the template. This one can be changed though. This can be modified where it says unfurnished unit and furnished unit. That can be modified because this one pertains to property management. Tutor units, so this one can be modified as well. You can modify according to your situation or your need. Now, finance online, these are all the social media that I actually use: Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and YouTube. So they are all here. So I don't know if you can click and go there, but this is what it looks like right now. Meet our team. Obviously, if you have a team, if you don't have a team, you can delete this page. Okay. Contact information. Go ahead and put down the mailing address. If you're in Fremont, put down Fremont's mailing address. If you're in Diamond Bar, put down Diamond Bar's mailing address. If it's San Diego, put down San Diego's mailing address. You got the email address, which is your own email address, and then the phone number. Okay. And of course, lastly, you want to thank them for their time. So this is what a presentation would look like. You just need to modify it. I will actually save this and put this in Google Drive so you can modify it and use it. Okay. So that concludes the second topic for the day. So now let's go into the third topic for the day. Third topic I'm going to talk about is actually tailwind. I'm just going to play a video for you so everybody will just watch it. Oh, let's see who else is here. Okay. Let's see. Feng Jiao. Ah, well, yeah, pay attention to your association application because that's one of the requirements for joining us. Okay. Now let's see who else has a comment here. All right. I'll let you guys discuss with each other of the training. Now let's go back to the training. Okay. Now let's go ahead and look at this video. Now this is about Tailwind Create. There is a way to create your Pinterest pin with the least amount of time, with the least amount of inconvenience. You can use Canva to create your Pinterest pin, or you can use Tailwind Create. Either way works, but with Tailwind Create, actually it will save you tons of time. There's no uploading, downloading, so that works. So let me go ahead and turn this video on regarding Tailwind Create. Go ahead and listen to it.
Hi, I'm Julie, and I'm going to show you how to use Tailwind Create to start designing beautiful pins faster than ever before. Take a moment to add your brand preferences and enjoy having your pin designs instantly branded for you. These only need to be set once, but they can also be changed at any time in the future. Here you can select your brand fonts, set your brand colors, and upload your own logos. You can choose from our large selection of free fonts, or upload your own custom fonts, which is available as a premium feature. Not sure what fonts to select or which colors to choose for your brand palette? No worries! Try one of our suggested font combinations, or choose from one of our curated color palettes. You can upload different versions of your logo right here, which you'll be able to easily incorporate into your designs. The first thing you'll do to get started is provide a few details about the content you'd like to create pins for. Enter a link and a title for the pin you want to create. Then, choose some photos that you'd like to use in your pin designs. You can upload photos directly from your computer, choose from a huge library of stock photos, and if we're able to find them, we'll even pull in photos for you automatically from the link you entered, so you can select photos right from your website. For the best results, we encourage selecting at least a few different photos, which can help you present your content with multiple unique perspectives. So here's the fun part. Tailwind takes all of the information about your content along with your brand preferences, and automatically creates tons of personalized, high-quality design ideas for you to start from. This way, you always start halfway to the finish line. From here, you can browse to find a few designs that resonate for your content and your brand, and then tweak them to your liking. Have a specific concept you're going for? Easily narrow down to specialized designs for your specific objective, format, or industry. Tailwind Create is built to help you try on many different ideas quickly. You can update your title and watch it update in real time across all the designs. Similarly, you have the option to add a subtitle or a call to action as well, which will automatically be incorporated into each design in a unique way. Want to see how the designs would look using different colors? Try out a different color palette. We even automatically pull in the top colors from the photos you've chosen, so you can easily see whether emphasizing the tones of the photo would help make the pin stand out. Adjust your branding to include your website, choose from one of your logos, or opt for no branding to let the content speak for itself. Each design will update intelligently based on your preference. You can also try on different looks for any specific design. There are 3 main ways to do this. First is by changing the colors. Most designs will feature 1 or 2 primary colors, and you can easily shuffle between the different colors in your palette to see how the design might look when those colors change. Want to try a different palette altogether for this design? Just choose from our extensive selection here. You can even set a custom color for this specific design in just a few clicks. Next, you can swap out the photo for one of the others you've selected, which might work even better for this design. When you're looking at a collage or multi-photo design, clicking here will rearrange the photos so you can easily try on different combinations. Lastly, many designs have different layouts you can choose between. Check out all the different layouts by shuffling through them here until you find the one that works best for you. Tailwind Create will automatically analyze your photos and try to place them into each design in the very best way. To change the placement of a photo, click and drag to move it around, pinch or scroll on your trackpad, or scroll on your mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Want to make more specific edits on a design? Click the Edit button to enter a fully featured drag and drop design experience. Here, you can easily move and resize any element, edit text, fonts, and colors, move any element layer in front of or behind others, and so much more. Here, you can also search through an extensive library of elements to add to your design and spruce it up even more. Finally, cropping your photos is a breeze. When you select a photo, you can either click on the crop button, or you can double-click on the photo to change how it's cropped. Click and drag to move your photo with the cropping frame, and drag the edges of the frame to make the crop larger or smaller. When you're done, click on Done Cropping, or just click anywhere outside the photo to save your new crop. Now, let's say you really like the way all of the changes look in your new customized design, and you want to be able to use this same design for other pins in the future. Instead of making all of these changes again next time, you can save this as a custom design in your Save Designs tab, which means it will always be just one click away when you're designing new pins later. When you're done, you can save your changes to select this design, or you can download it directly to your computer here. Once you've tweaked and selected one or two designs you really like for your content, review your selection to make sure they're ready. And if they're not quite right, you can make more edits here. This is a great opportunity to see what you've selected at a glance and make sure that each of your designs are unique and distinct, presenting your content in a fresh way. When you're ready to go, click Go Schedule to send your new designs straight into your Tailwind drafts. Or you can download all of them to your computer from here as well. We hope you enjoy getting started on Tailwind Create so that you can start designing beautiful pins faster than ever before.
Okay, all right. Now let's move on to the last topic for today. Before I do that, I just want to show you my Pinterest account and then why I think highly of Pinterest. Pinterest is actually a search engine slash social media. If you, there are a lot of people that are not accustomed to Pinterest, but Pinterest is actually a very useful search engine for the average consumer, mostly female consumers. Now you're looking at my account actually. Now, if you look at my Pinterest account, you can see that I have about 93,000 monthly views, and my pin numbers, I have all the pins added together. Currently, I have 1,175 pins, and that's a lot of pins. Now, not all of these pins are my own pins. There are some others pins. The whole idea about pinning other people's pins and other people pinning your pins is to help each other to grow their Pinterest page. And, I think we don't have a lot of Chinese audience or Chinese users on Pinterest yet, but mainly the English ones. So I'm urging more and more agents to participate in giving me the content for the English pins. The contents can be your videos, it can be your blog page. If you're willing to write blogs on our website, we do have a website. So you want to write blogs on our website, I'll be happy to design pins that will direct traffic from Pinterest to your website. So something to keep in mind. All right, now the next topic is actually for people that are in Southern California, but if you are in Northern California, you can either continue to watch this. It's about how to submit a MLS listing. Today we're going to use CRMLS, but if you want to skip this training, that's okay. I totally understand that because you may never have to use CRMLS again. All right, so let's go ahead and go to CRMLS. This is, I'm already in CRMLS. So if I want to add a new listing, I'll go to add or edit, okay? And then I will select my name, okay? And I'm just gonna say add new. So I'm gonna say add new right here, okay? Add residential because this is a residential listing. And I'll put in the county. And I'm going to put in the street address. That is the street number, so I'm going to put in the street address. Okay. All right. Let's see. We still have 16 people here. Okay, that's good. All right. So you can continue watching even if you're not in Southern California. Okay. So I put in the address and I'm going to look for the property. Okay. And I'm going to see if I can find the property. I'm going to search for it. I do find it. So the easiest way to fill out your MLS form is to use the fill button. So you go ahead and click fill. And then of course this will be an active listing. So let me go ahead and input the basic. Listing price, 500,000. Okay. Notice that the parcel number is populated because when I did the property search, I was able to find the property. So now the system gives me the parcel number, so you don't actually have to input it. However, on the right-hand side, where it says map not found, you will select place pin by address. So you go ahead and click that. So now the address is already has a pin, so that's already done. And then the yellow ones are all the mandatory ones. So you got to make sure you address all the yellow ones. County, Los Angeles, city, so this is Pomona. So I'm going to look for Pomona here. So click Pomona. MLS area, it's going to click Pomona. So that's all done. So you move on to the address information, 754. This is all auto-populated by the system. Okay, so you don't have to do anything. Now, as far as direction goes, uh, you can find the direction on Google Map. So you can go to Google search, 754 Pomona. So this is the location map. So you can look for the direction. So let's say I start from Diamond Bar, our office, right? So it gives me the direction. So you can find the major street. So you just go ahead and find the major street here, okay? So this is the Town Avenue. So it's close to Town Avenue. So basically, you take Town Avenue 754 Jeffrey is right here. So basically from Town Avenue to Jeffrey. So the direction will be Town Avenue. You want to be as detailed as possible, but since I'm doing illustration to save time, I'm just gonna put down Town Avenue to Jeffrey, okay? But I'm just being lazy here. But when you're actually doing it, make sure you put in thorough direction, okay? So put in your direction here. Make sure you address all the yellow ones. Land lease. Land lease is usually seldom involved. Usually there's no land lease involved, so usually put no on this one. Structure type, this is a house, so you go ahead and click house. Make sure you put in the right title. Common interest, this one has a probably, I'm assuming that it's a planned development, but make sure you verify that, okay? This is single family residence. Year bill is 2001, that's given by the system. Year bill source, I always put public records. Make sure we address all the yellow. Standard listing condition. That's 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, all the yellow ones are addressed. If I'm lazy, number of unit is 1, right? And then you got garage spaces. I think it's 2. I just need to verify that. Senior community, no. HOA, I'm going to put no for now. I know there's probably an HOA. Lease considered. Now, lease considered is for situation where you are listing the property for sale, but you also consider leasing the property, but we're not consider leasing, so it's no. Levels, this is 2-story, so I'll put 2 over here, 2 levels. I'm gonna leave all the white out for now. And I'm just gonna address, description is where you put in all your description here. So you wanna type in a short description. Usually you wanna talk about the amenities, how far is it from the important amenities like shopping centers, shopping, restaurants, schools, and then say a little bit about the property, about uh, what is it about the property that is special about the property. A pool, certainly if it has a pool, you want to mention pool. So I'm not going to go through the description today. Description is for the next time. Now features, address all the yellow ones first. Cooling, central air, I got central air. Laundry, now if my laundry is inside the property, it's in the closet, I'll put in closet for now, okay? You just have to verify this information yourself. Take care of the yellow ones. So you, in my case, have all bedrooms upstairs, so I'm gonna put all bedrooms upstairs. Check whatever that applies and do all the yellow ones first. Does it have a fireplace? Yeah, fireplaces, family room, so I'll check this one. Skip all the ones that are optional, not mandatory. Do the mandatory one so you can get it on the listing as soon as possible. Exterior, okay, fenced. Common wall, I got no common wall, so I'll just check no here. So you have to check whatever that's applicable. View, in this case, I got only street view, so I'm just gonna check neighborhood. I think this in this case will be neighborhood. If you have mountain view, make sure you check mountain view. Lot features, my lot is actually, it has a backyard. You check whatever that applies. I'm just being lazy, but I want to show you how to fill out one, okay? Community features, always check curves because there are always going to be curves in the community. At a minimum, you want to check something so that the system doesn't prompt you for deficiency. Check minimum 1. Skip all the white one for now. The yellow ones, Main level bedrooms, there is none, so put 0. Main level bathroom, if there's one, put in 1. Attached garage, yes. Sewer is usually public sewer in most places. Water source, public. And skip all the yellow, skip all the white one, do the yellow one. Okay, that's done. All right, so this is all done. Land terms, if the information already populated, so you don't have to worry about it. I don't believe there's mallow rules. I'm going to put in for now and none for now and verify later. This was built in 2001, so a long time ago. Maybe there is one, but I will verify later on. School district, definitely no doubt about this one. This is Pomona School District. Pomona Unified. Check this. Do all the yellow one first. So in terms of listing terms, you want to check cash to new loan. That is pretty more standard. Okay. So you are done with this page here. So you go to the next page. MLS office, agent compensation. In this case, mine is 2.25. My seller only want to pay me 4.5, so I can't afford to pay 2.5. So it's 2.25. In Southern California, it's quite common to pay a selling agent 2%. Dual variable, I don't have dual variable. You know what a dual variable is? Is when you are not charging the full commission if you represent both sides. That's what dual variable is. For example, sometimes an agent may say, I charge 10%, I charge 3% if I represent both sides. That's what is known as a dual variable. Listing contract, whatever the date is, I'm just gonna, for illustration, I'm just gonna put 30, okay? Expiration date, whatever the expiration date is. So how about I go to September 29, that's a 6 months listing. Listing service, full service, most of the time it is full service. Listing agreement, most of the time is exclusive right to sell, okay? Let's take care of the yellow on the right-hand side. Showing contact, I'll put agent as a showing contact. Occupant is actually tenant, so I will change this to tenant. If it's vacant, check vacant. Showing instruction, I may put down something like by appointment only. So it's probably by appointment only. So you say text listing agent for with request with name, broker firm, and DIE number. Along with requested time and date. For now, anyway. Lockbox location, I don't have any lockbox because there's a tenant there. No lockbox type because there's no lockbox. Right hand side, agent cell phone number, okay, because I want them to contact me using my cell phone number. So the default is set to agent cell phone number. And then don't change anything to the default. All these are yes, yes, yes. Okay, keep it yes for now. All right, so that's already done. Green, okay, nothing there. The green one I usually don't pay attention because it doesn't apply. Now there's no open house involved here. Now if I do a submit listing for now, I shouldn't do a submit listing for now. So if I intentionally leave something out, it will prompt me. I want to show something to you. Now, if I intentionally leave, let's say this one out, the listing price, I leave it out, right? Look what happened if I do submit listing. It will prompt me for the deficiency. In fact, there are two places that are deficiency. One, of course, is the listing price. Second one is the features. So obviously I'm missing a mandatory information on the feature. So I need to see where I am missing information. So it is this one right here, pool features. I don't have any pool. Okay. So if I do submit again, it still show me there is a missing feature. So obviously I got more work to do over here on this page. So I'm going to go to the bottom and see what else is missing. Okay. Let's see here, what else is missing here? All the mandatory ones. I don't have any pool. Pool feature. Ah, I see. If I check none, then I can't say fenced. Fence has to do with the pool is fenced or not. So that's why it's confused. Because if I say no pool, why did I check fence, right? So if I do submit again, the only thing that's missing, everything else is good. If you don't see red, everything else is good. Okay. So the only thing missing is actually listing price, but this is not for real. It's only for illustration. So I'm gonna leave it like that. So if I uh, leave it like that, then uh, then there is nothing else I need to do. Now, if I go ahead and put in the listing price, I click submit. It will say that my listing is live, but then I still have a photograph that I did not upload. Uh, there is a place to submit your photographs. I don't have time to show you that today, so I need to conclude my training today. So this is all I'm going to be training you today, and hopefully I'll share with you more stuff in the future. Okay, so sorry for the delay in the starting time. I promise you it won't happen again. Just poor planning on my part. Okay, now thank you for joining me. And let's see how many more people around. I still have 17 people around. You guys are troopers. Appreciate that. Okay, I'll see you guys next week, next Tuesday. We will have more training on different stuff. Next Tuesday, I'm probably going to be training MLS for the Northern California agents. Today is just for the Southern California agents. All right, thank you so much and say goodbye to everyone. Hello, Joe. Hello, Justin. Triple deuces. Oh, select the car icon for direction. Well, I appreciate that. Next time I'll remember. Thank you, triple deuces. Appreciate that. Thank you, Feng Jiao, for participating. Thank you, Veronica. Who else still around? All right, I'll wait phone. Oh, thank you. I'll see you guys next week, okay? Thanks. The I will have the recording available in case you missed this one or you want to go back and make more review. Yeah, next week we'll do the NorCal MLS, okay? Next week we'll do the NorCal one. All right, talk to you guys later.